It's Halloween. It's the most fun day of the year for dentists across the United States, but it's a great night to go out and be safe as well. The Greensboro Police Department has some real quick safety tips to make sure you and your family stay safe. First is to make sure that you only visit houses that are well lit. This makes sure that they have inviting guests on the inside. Trick or treat. Wow, I love Reese's. Thanks. And it's not dark quite yet, but once the sun starts going down, be sure to grab a flashlight and take that along with you. Even incorporate reflectors into your child's costume. It's all about being seen. And speaking of being seen, be sure that whatever kind of costume that you wear, you can see and breathe out of that mask. Trick or treat. Oh, more Reese's. Yeah, man, thanks. And another thing, Greensboro Police remind you to never go trick-or-treating alone. Always tag along with your kids or be sure to send them out in a group. While a lot of these tips may just be common sense, it's just a reminder to be safe on a night that's meant to be fun for everyone.
Keep an eye on your surroundings and keep an eye on your buddies, your trick-or-treat buddies. Make sure that, as you're moving along, that you have everybody in the group. Keep up with the stragglers. Be careful and be respectful and have fun.
And when everyone gets home, don't forget to sort through your child's candy. Make sure everything is sealed and fresh. It's also a good time to think about anything that your child could be sensitive to, such as peanuts. Daniel Cruz, WXII 12 News. 524 days ago, the field you see behind me was littered with storm debris. The fire department had it roped off for safety, and the gym that now sits over my shoulder was virtually destroyed by an EF2 tornado that wreaked havoc on this small Yadkin County town. Tonight, Courtney Elementary School officially opened their brand new gym. The sound of bouncing basketballs echoes through the walls of the newly rebuilt gym.
Our students had been dismissed from school. Our buses were on the road, and a tornado warning was issued.
It was a day Superintendent Todd Martin will never forget.
Shortly after that, I received a call from the principal at Courtney Elementary at the time, Dr. Jed Cockrell, who informed me that the school had been hit by a tornado and that everyone was okay, but that the gym had sustained heavy damage.
This was all that was left of the gym. Light fixtures left hanging by wires, and the bricks that once were the walls of the gym littered the school grounds.
I've had a couple folks who work at the school who have come up tonight and just expressed appreciation, and they're very happy with how the facility turned out.
Tonight in the crowd was a woman who has likely spent more time in the Courtney gym than anyone else.
My dad graduated from here in 1936, and my brother in 1958, and I in 1962, and another brother in 1963. So it's kind of been all of us' home.
And that's not all. She taught PE at Courtney Elementary for nearly 20 years and even coached girls basketball.
I told them I played the first game in it when it was new, and I coached the last girls game in it in the spring of 2017.
Tonight, able to see for herself the place that she still calls home, returned to its former glory.
My dad said one time, why do you still go to games? You've retired. I said, it gets in your blood and it's hard to get out. I enjoy watching them.
And you'll be here?
I'll be here. All the games I can get here.
School officials say tonight could not have come at a better time. Basketball season starts in just 2 days. In Courtney, Daniel Cruz, WXII 12 News. The calendar may say October, but many portions of the mountains in western North Carolina just don't seem to be keeping up. Typically, Boone and Blowing Rock would have passed their peak color at this point, but this year, Mother Nature has a different plan.
And that's okay. It's still beautiful. It's just not as vibrant as we would like to have seen.
Fall means big business for the small town of Blowing Rock.
October's always been our busiest month. It represents several $1 million in hotel sales, about $10 million in economic activity here in town.
This year, visitors have been greeted with mild temperatures and more green than yellow and red.
What we'll see over the next few weeks, still thousands of people coming through, particularly on the Blue Ridge Parkway. And then not long after that, we're going to start seeing the snow fly, and we're ready for ski season.
But the views aren't all bad. The Blue Ridge Parkway is beginning to develop some color as well, and according to Dr. Howard Newfield with Appalachian State University, these areas should reach their peak color by this weekend.
In Blowing Rock, Daniel Cruz, WXII 12 News.
Candidates for both sheriff and the county commissioners took the stage tonight at a candidates forum here at Randolph Community College, hosted by the Courier-Tribune. In a packed auditorium, topics ranged from the opioid crisis to the animal shelter and the mega-site that sits on the Guilford County line. But for the two candidates for sheriff, they were the highlight of the evening. Republican candidate Greg Siebold and Libertarian candidate Eric Hicks catering to various topics, including school safety.
You know, we can put 300 SROs in the school, but you have to react to it. Is there a way to stop it? That would be with SROs that have good intel and communication with their kids, and we can try to cut it off before it happens.
I don't think it's the teacher's responsibility to carry guns and protect the children. I think it's our responsibility, and we're going to do it. We're going to find the means to do it, and put the right person in the classroom.
Mr. Siebold was presented a question regarding a Facebook post he shared this past spring regarding a planned drug raid. The post was originally put up on a page called Judy Justice by a Siebold supporter. Tonight, holding his ground that he did not endanger deputies that took part in that raid.
By sharing that post, I don't think I put anybody's life in jeopardy.
We did speak with a number of undecided voters tonight. One woman from Randleman came specifically to hear from the sheriff candidates. She says that she still is unsure who she'll support in November.
Actually, I wanted to just see who was for the person who's going to get broken into, who's going to come out and help me. That was my most important issue, was I wanted to see who was going to serve me.
Was it easier to make up your mind after a night like tonight?
I'm still conflicted.
And currently there are no elected officials in Randolph County holding an elected seat. It's registered a Democrat. In Asheboro, Daniel Cruz, WXII 12 News. 28 years ago, at a high school just north of Memphis, Tennessee, 10 students gathered around their high school flagpole to pray. This act of religious expression has now become a movement, reaching more than 64 countries around the world. The day of student prayer is known as See You at the Pole. This gathering at Reagan High School is one of many across the Triad.
Or it represents a day for students to pray together.
Madeline Cunningham is a Reagan senior and is president of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. She has come during each See You at the Pole event during her 4 years at Reagan. She simply wants other teens to know that
you're not alone in your faith, and it's hard as a high schooler, as a teenager, whatever the case may be. You want to show unity and show that we're all together in this relationship with God.
Think about something that you face every day.
Bryson May led a moment of devotion, encouraging fellow students to use prayer as a tool in their daily lives.
It's important to use prayer every day, especially for people at our school, for ourselves, and for everything that we face. And it's an important tool that God's given us.
Other students that joined today hope that their actions will make a difference, if not in their own lives, those of their fellow students.